We are a brother and sisterhood here at SMART, and we need to look out for each other. And we need to identify what our members need, what our locals need, and we need to try to address those issues. In the coming year, we're looking at improving the initiatives that we already have in place. We're looking at trying to develop new initiatives. But we're looking as an organization on how we can improve all services to our locals and to our members. We need to support each other. We need to have each other's back. We need to continue to get better, and we need to continue to be engaged in this fight every single day. It's our members, and they're worth fighting for.
SMART is one of the best resources for disaster relief. It's just one of the great things about being a brother sisterhood is you help each other, and in a time of disaster we're always helping our fellow members.
As leaders, we recognized from listening to our members that maternity leave is an impediment to success. When you think about maternity leave, you start quickly thinking about childcare. When you put all those pieces together, it's our responsibility to find a way for our members to succeed. If we can find a path to support maternity leave, find us a path to support childcare, good childcare, when we need it, that's great work.
Well, I think the maternity leave is huge when it comes to women coming in, because if you look, there's only 6 countries, and including the US, that it's not mandatory to have maternity leave. Everywhere else, Germany, all of them, I mean, it's 2 years even, and it's mandatory. US is part of just 6 that don't have it at all. Well, have it, but it's not mandatory. So no matter what job you have, when you decide to start having a family, majority of jobs do not offer it.
Childcare is another issue that we knew was a top priority for our locals and our members. And we knew we had to do something. So we wanted to create a childcare program so that our members didn't have to make a decision based on whether they wanted a career or they wanted to have a family.
So the challenge could be finding a daycare that's open early enough to take your kid to get to work, or staying late enough, depending on your schedule. But the other part is the financial. Childcare is expensive, so being able to have a program that works in your, in your favor, where it's not killing me to go to work. Right? I'm spending more on childcare than I'm making in a day. It's never going to, you can't retain somebody with that because they can't live.
It's financial security, it's mental stability. It's all encompassing, It's a really good program, and I feel like everyone should be able to access it at some point, whether it's, just moms and dads, or whomever. I feel like everyone should be able to tap into that.
So our efforts are not random, they're intentional. They're based off of understanding our members' needs, knowing what our locals need, and then building an infrastructure to support our membership for generations to come.
Brother organizing is our bread and butter, being able to bring the non-union worker into the union to improve their wages, their benefits, their conditions of work. Of course, number 2 is getting a good contract for the workers, and number 3 is prevailing on some of these grievances that pop up. The last 2 are close second, but organizing is number 1.
The more shops that we can bring into the council, is the more union members that we are bringing into the union. And so I think the more the union has to offer the union members, the membership, I think it'll grow, and it'll grow easier.
We're teaching our members to stand up and be proud for this union, for what we do and what we've accomplished. We came out of the last convention showing what it was like to all be united on for one common good.
We definitely want our members to understand that, hey, by being a part of this organization, you have people there that, are going to have your back. And by the retainment part is not just that, okay, we're not just going to take your union dollars, but we're here to offer a service as well. We pretty much work for you.
I would love to continue to see more growth. The company has already notified me that they plan to hire between 5 and 8 new brakemen within that role. So I'm excited and look forward to the opportunity to continue to grow our local.
We want our members to know how hard they're fighting. We tell them, but we don't only tell them, we show them everything that we're doing. Our rail members can see that they're now getting rest days that they deserve, sick days that they deserve. We're showing them that we led the way, we got it. We were the first union to get all those agreements done and get them in place before anybody else had the opportunity to do it.
The union can make this a much better place. That's how we get our initial contact. The other one that's really big is our interchange points. Bigger terminals might interchange with 3 or 4 different short lines, and they see our paychecks. They hear about our victories at arbitration, the back pays and all those things. So for us in our industry, the biggest kind of carrot versus stick that they use in the short lines is first and foremost firing people. You know, they'll make an example of somebody. And what's funny about that is their biggest weapon in their toolbox is also my biggest weapon in my toolbox. When you fire someone during a campaign, they think it scares people, but 9 times out of 10, it gives us solidarity, and it gives me the opportunity to say, see, this is exactly why you want this union.
It's very important to stand together, and when we stand together and we organize and try to get other properties, and not only get other properties that aren't unionized, but to also reinforce the commitment for the union amongst our members that may not be active. We're stronger together.
I'm ready for the next fight, whatever it is. We're ready for the next fight. The whole team, whether it be us as the international, general committees, state directors, our whole legislative department, everybody is ready for that next fight, so bring it on. We're ready.
Union EAP initiative came again from the struggles that we know our members have. We have an elevated rate of suicide within the construction industry. We have an elevated rate of substance abuse. And I know that our members need help, but they just didn't know how to get help, or they were getting insufficient help. This again was something that we identified coming up from our members through our locals to us, and we knew that it was extremely important that we address the issue for our membership as a whole and their families, because it really is a struggle out there in today's environment.
We as leaders, it's our responsibility to lead that membership, to lead our industry. We've got a challenge in front of us to dream. We have to understand that our membership has changed over the past 5 years. We have to understand that their needs have changed. Our industry itself has changed. If we harness the life experience of our members, if we understand the challenges, if we understand the changes in our industry, and we unify that collective voice, we can affect real change. We can change the trajectory of SMART. The dreams that we have of what we could look like become achievable, and we're really able to make people's lives, the people that work every day, the people that we represent, we can make their lives better. We're not finished. We're just getting started.
Smart Heroes program is a 7-week program where we're really just in the weeds as far as what we're getting into, knowledge on how to actually manipulate the metal. I feel like it does a really good job of just preparing you for the workforce. Going from the Army where I learned how to teach people in a non-condescending way, even when I was ranked below them, definitely translates to being fellow apprentices and helping fellow apprentices work through tasks and problems.
We may not know everything, but if you give it to us all at once, we're used to taking those orders with a grain of salt and figuring it out. So if you give us instruction and you give us guidance and you give us the ability to show you what we're capable of, we will.
Whether it be protecting their rights, improving their benefits, increasing their wages, or just providing services that make their entire life better. That's what we're here for. Every leader should be fighting to improve the lives of our members, and that's worth fighting for.